Join me as I dive deep into the true meaning of All Souls' Day and see if I can honor my loved ones in a way that truly reflects their memory. All Souls' Day is a holiday that's observed in many cultures around the world, and yet it's often overlooked or misunderstood. But for those of us who've lost loved ones, it's a day that holds deep significance and emotional resonance. It's a day when we come together to remember, to honor, and to celebrate the lives of those who've left us. So what does it really mean to honor our loved ones on this day? Losing someone we love is one of the most painful experiences we can go through. The grief can be overwhelming, and it's often hard to know how to process our emotions, let alone find ways to keep their memory alive. We might feel like we're stuck in a sea of sadness, unsure of how to move forward. But the truth is, grief is a journey, and it's a journey that requires patience, compassion, and creativity. We have to find ways to keep their memory close to our hearts, even when it feels like they're moving further and further away. One of the biggest challenges we face is finding meaningful ways to remember our loved ones. We might feel like we're stuck in a rut, doing the same old things year after year, without any real sense of connection or closure. But the truth is, remembering our loved ones is an act of love, and it requires effort, imagination, and a willingness to explore new traditions and rituals. We have to be brave enough to try new things, to take risks, and to be vulnerable. The hardest part of grieving is the feeling of disconnection. We might feel like we're alone in our pain, like no one understands what we're going through. But the truth is, grief is a universal human experience, and we're all in this together. When we share our stories, our memories, and our struggles, we create a sense of community and connection that can be incredibly healing. In many cultures around the world, All Souls' Day is a time for elaborate rituals and traditions. From the Day of the Dead in Mexico to the Hungry Ghost Festival in Asia, people come together to honor their loved ones with music, dance, food, and drink. They create altars, decorated with flowers, photographs, and mementos, to celebrate the lives of those who've passed on. They share stories, cook traditional meals, and even leave out offerings for their loved ones. In some cultures, people believe that the veil between the worlds is at its thinnest on All Souls' Day, and that the spirits of the dead are closest to us. They believe that by honoring their loved ones, they're not only keeping their memory alive, but also creating a bridge between the worlds. However, you choose to celebrate. The most important thing is that you're taking the time to acknowledge the people who've shaped your life. One of the most powerful experiences I've had on All Souls' Day was when I finally found the courage to visit my grandmother's grave. It had been years since she passed away, and I had been avoiding the cemetery, afraid of feeling overwhelmed by grief. But on that day, I decided to take a deep breath and bring her some flowers, some photographs, and a letter I had written to her. As I sat there, surrounded by the silence of the cemetery, I felt her presence around me. I felt like she was still with me, guiding me, supporting me, and loving me. The most important thing I've learned about honoring loved ones on All Souls' Day is that it's not about the ritual or tradition itself, but about the intention behind it. It's about taking the time to remember, to honor, and to celebrate the people who've made us who we are today. It's about keeping their memory close to our hearts and finding ways to continue their legacy. When we do this, we're not only healing ourselves but also the world around us. So as we celebrate All Souls' Day, let's remember the people who've shaped our lives and the impact they had on us. Let's take the time to honor them in ways that feel authentic and meaningful, whether that's through ritual, tradition, or simply taking a moment to reflect. And let's not forget to share our stories, our memories, and our struggles with each other, so we can create a sense of community and connection that can be incredibly healing. Thanks for watching. And if you'd like to learn more about cultural traditions around death and remembrance, check out my video on the Day of the Dead. Don't forget to share your own experiences and thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue the conversation.